All right, next up we have Andrew.
Woo!
Yeah. Hi everybody. I'm really excited to be here and to get to talk about two of my favorite people. For those who don't know me, I'm Andrew Freed. I've known Adam since the day I was born, which puts me in an interesting and somewhat privileged situation to give this talk. You know, I'm supposed to give a speech to all of you about them. It's supposed to be kind of short and sweet and funny. But instead, I'm going to take this time period and talk directly to Chicken Barb back there. Chicken Barb, this is to you guys. Thanks for a beautiful night, by the way. Chicken Barb, you've both developed a very close and sweet relationship with Adam over the last few years. You spoke very nicely about him earlier. And I can tell that because we've gone to a lot of weddings with the two of them, and the only time he's not wearing my clothes are when he's wearing your clothes, Chick. Which also makes me realize by the transitive property that I'm gonna borrow that blue suit one of these days. But really, it's clear that you've welcomed him to the family. It's really a beautiful thing to see. I just want to make sure you know the whole story. You know, it's like you opened a book and you love what you're reading, but you started reading at chapter 29. So I'm just here to help out with a little bit of exposition of the character that is Adam Gerber, to help frame our hero in a different light. Now, they already said their I do, so there's no takebacks or anything. You heard the policy, till death do us part and all. I just think there's a couple things you should both know. And you may be wondering my credentials for this task. I'm happy to report that I feel about as qualified as anyone can be for this. I figure if Adam had a biographer, I'd have a good case for the job. So for such a monumental event, I thought I'd give it a go. And I won't drag this beautiful night to a halt by reading all of it, so instead I'm going to share with you the chapter titles and spoon feed you the cliff notes. I present to you, read for the first time, my biography of Adam. Working title, Adam Gerber, Gerber like the baby food. Prologue. A strapping cardiologist, a beguiling nurse, a wedding, a beautiful baby girl, a house in the suburbs, another pregnancy announcement, a world unprepared. Chapter 1. A chance meeting. Chapter 1 opens with, well, I actually don't know. A month of waiting, I suppose. These 30 days, I have to rely on secondary evidence, because I wasn't yet in existence. I assume this was the worst month of Adam's life. I imagine it was quite empty and lacking. I don't want to embarrass you too much on your wedding day, but I have it on good authority that those 4 weeks were filled with sleepless nights, up, wailing, and crying at the waiting my arrival. And then we were united, and the rest was history. Chapter 2, walking, talking, one imagines. Chapter 3, Adam has a persistently runny nose. Ear tubes go in. My family moves away, which was a tragic moment as we were next door neighbors. Luckily, the Gerbers immediately moved to the same neighborhood 2 houses down. Crisis averted. I get a baby sister. 6 days later, Adam gets a baby sister. This will become a common theme. Chapter 4, ear tubes go out, then they go in, then they go out again. A very runny nose. Adam goes as Aladdin for Halloween, I go as a pirate. Chapter 5, learning to ski. Adam is getting very cute, I might add, with a blonde bowl cut and a very, very runny nose. Chapter 6, uses a magnifying glass to burn ants in the driveway. Eats some worms. Nose cannot get snottier than this. Chapter 7, Adam creates the Gerber family heirloom, a ceramic sculpture he made for Elliot. It is a man sitting in a chair with poop on his head. Adam is a practical kind of guy. He calls it Mr. Poophead. All the while, Old Faithful is constantly trickling down onto his upper lip. Chapter 8, he gets pet rats. He names the rats Bill and Monica. It was the 90s. Bill has these gigantic, and he would just walk around on the kitchen countertop dragging them behind him. Bill and Monica have 12 little baby rats. We keep them in a bathtub and we name all of them. It's also about this time where I have to write a homework assignment for school at age 8 for my most special place in the world. I think I will share it with you today. Mom, thanks for keeping this. For a background, we were both exceptionally fortunate growing up. My special place could have been one of our pools, tree houses, basements filled with toys, a number of amazing places. I'm going to read it word for word for you. My Special Place by Andrew Freed. There is a place where I go. Hold on. Sorry. There's a place where I go, and when I am there, it makes me feel special. This place is Adam's backyard. There is a creek there, and on one side of the creek there is a small hill, and on the other side of the creek there is a wall of hard clay. Every time I go there, Adam is with me. There are lots and lots of trees, and in the autumn, all of the trees are different colors. It looks really nice. To get there, there is a bridge made out of wood. You go over it, walk up and left, and you are there. Sometimes Adam and I pretend we are stranded on it with only a couple of shovels. We use the shovels to take some of the clay from the clay wall, we dip it in water from the creek and make things like cups. And sometimes we take a shoebox with peanuts in it and pry it up with a stick and then we leave. When a squirrel comes, it is supposed to knock down the stick when he goes for the peanuts and we are supposed to have a squirrel in the box. This doesn't usually work. Sometimes we just dig holes for the fun of it. Sometimes we try to follow the stream all the way up to the end. We don't usually get all the way up there, but sometimes we get pretty far. Sometimes we try to follow the stream the other way. That leads to a pond, and the only way out there is a big pipe. In the winter, we run on the slippery ice when the pond freezes. I like my special place. I was a regular Hemingway. Chapter 9. We get snakes. We go with a food theme. I name mine Snickers, he names his Slim Jim. We get really into roller hockey. Chapter 10. Slim Jim goes missing. I repeat, Slim Jim the snake goes missing. Chapter 11. Starts middle school, picks up the trumpet. We spend all our time on the trampoline or playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. He rescues a bunny rabbit. He names it Jethro Tull. He was really into Ian Anderson. Chapter 12. Down at the shore, he buries Leah in sand up to her neck, then places potato chips all around her so the seagulls dive on her. Chapter 13, we have a joint bar mitzvah, of course. We join the wrestling team, he plays the drum set, we get into emo music, we wear sweatbands on our forearms, and we form a band. Chapter 14, Slim Jim is found alive in Adam's basement. Slim Jim, of Chapter 9 fame, the snake, is found alive years later in his basement, which is terrifying. We play a Taking Back Sunday cover at the middle school talent show, and Adam kills it. Adam and I go to camp where we live on a sailboat for 3 weeks, instilling in us a dream that will simmer for years and just grow. Chapter 15, Pete and Adam get really into aquariums. Pete gets some interesting, beautiful tropical fish. Adam gets a tank full of piranhas and watches them hunt and kill live fish. Chapter 16, trying as hard as he can to be friends with Lex's friends, meanwhile terrorizing Leah. Chapter 17, Adam gets a job at the Harbor Bazaar on 96th Street at the shore. He works as a busboy. His pre-gaming for parties includes drinking the leftover wine and beer as he clears tables throughout his shift. He is undisturbed by this. He is thriving. Not a lot has changed. Chapter 18. Adam goes to college. He pledges out of fraternity. As soon as he joins, the fraternity is abolished. Coincidence? Chapter 19. Adam thinks he is really good at beer pong, but it's really only because he has the undisputed champ as his partner, Grandma Mary. Wish he was here. Chapter 20. Adam has always been a great singer, as Chick alluded to, but now he's really starting to hone his specific craft, which is belting out songs as loudly as he can, whenever and wherever he wants, especially if a different song is currently playing, or if the same song is playing but he wants to sing at a different part. Who knows what I'm talking about? Chapter 21. We go on semester at sea and share a cabin as we travel around the world. Adam shaves his head into a magnificent mohawk. Then he goes to Denali in Alaska for the summer. He spends his night at the salmon bake where the sun never sets. He bikes far out into the wilderness to camp and is chased by a gigantic mother moose. He survives. Taylor, imagine that. Chapter 22. He graduates college. He lives in the back of our rental car as we drive around Europe. He lives on moldy bread and free condiment packets of parade liver. We get lost in the English gardens of Munich in Germany, and we somehow make it out alive. Chapter 23. Adam finally gets a 9 to 5, moves to Arlington, Virginia, works in an office, but continues to wear a hard hat for unknown reasons. He makes frequent trips up for Eagles games or to shoot guns with Peter. Not my favorite phase. Where were we? Chapter 24? Yeah, chapter 24. The start of his great adventure. He quits his job, goes to New Zealand with Ben and Jake. They buy a minivan and romp around exploring the island and getting into mischief. They sail to Fiji. He finally comes home for Matt and Karen's wedding. Chapter 25. He feels the need to get away again. Gets a gig as a chef on a catamaran in Mykonos. Guests on their expensive, once-in-a-lifetime vacation through the Greek islands are served authentic Greek food by a 25-year-old from Philadelphia with a horrifying neckbeard. From there, he travels through Southeast Asia and all the way to Bali. Chapter 26, he joins a startup, lives in Texas, lives in Stone Harbor, lives in Berwyn, eventually switches to another startup, moves to Florida, joins a roller hockey league. Comes to Thanksgiving and he farts on me. After being farted on by Adam for 26 years, it just is somehow the straw that breaks the camel's back. So I break a pool cue over his back. And I feel very, very bad about this, and he forgives me. Chapter 27. At long last, he can no longer resist the pull up to Maine and moves in with Ashton and I. He moves in during my second year of residency. It is one of the most difficult times of my life. Residency is sometimes challenging too. Having Adam as a roommate was actually a dream come true since we were little kids. I'm working all the time, so Adam and Ashton become best friends. We have a massive ice and windstorm in Portland. We lose power for 3 days. I come home after a long shift. I'm physically and emotionally exhausted. I find Adam and Ashton sitting in the dark, 3 bottles of wine deep, playing Yahtzee by candlelight, Adam having won $60 off my wife in Yahtzee. Lex, I think you know the feeling. Adam cooks us food. Adam looks for love. We play music together. We go rock climbing together. We go surfing together. We convince Pete and Sienna to move up to Maine as well. Chapter 28. Ashton and I need space, so Adam moves in as a third wheel with another couple in Portland. Sabrina and Mitch. But living with another couple isn't imposing enough, so he moves in with Pete and Sienna while she's pregnant with their first child. He lives in Indy's nursery. Adam buys a 30-foot sailboat named Abigail's Revenge. She's a beaut. And luckily, around this time, the heroine of our story enters. Chapter 29. Suze comes to save us all. Adam technically lives in Maine, though he is really just wherever Suze is. Suze comes to town. We are smitten, but the stay is brief. I really like her, but I have a lot to learn about her. However, it's obvious something is happening. Adam doesn't get this excited. This girl is different. We sail, we surf, we look for jobs for Suze in Maine. Ashton and I get a sailboat like Adam's. Chapter 30. Suze is coming up a lot more frequently. Adam is in love. We go to Bubba's, we go bowling, we go cross-country skiing. I get to know her more. She's relaxed, she's easy to be around. She's passionate and ambitious. She's smart, fun. She has strong opinions, and I like those opinions a lot. Chapter 31. They buy a house together. They make it a home. We go surfing in a thunderstorm. I watch Suze paddle into an absolutely massive wave, and I'm sure she's going to get destroyed. She sticks the drop and rides out of this overhead giant better than I would have. She's brave. She's a fast learner. She's determined. We go sailing together. She loves the wildlife, the seals, the dolphins, the mola molas, the bioluminescence. She does not like the mattress. She loves the little dockside restaurants. She does not like the old toilet. I also do not like the old toilet. Chapter 32. They get a new toilet. They make a new mattress. The crew of Abigail and Summer set sail to Canada and back, and it's the trip of a lifetime. Adam has worked really hard to make the boat better for her, and it's working. Suze loves the wildlife. We see bald eagles, and we finally see the whales. Suze is hilarious. And I was right, she's definitely brave. Braver than Adam and I. She goes swimming in the middle of nowhere, miles from land, in 400 feet of freezing cold water. She is flexible and spontaneous. She's goofy. She stays positive. She's inviting and hospitable and friendly. She always puts other people first. She is polite and conscientious. She's a doer and she gets things done. She likes playing games and making everything into games, which is imperative. She hates mosquitoes. Adam abhors mosquitoes. Together, they team up at night, stay up late, hunting down every last bug, jumping wildly around the cabin, and Ashton and I watch and laugh and laugh and laugh. We come back home to the real world, and she finishes school, finishes clinicals, runs the Airbnbs, and plans a wedding, and now, finally, we are all here together. There you go, Chicken Barb. Those are the cliff notes. Those are the facts. Now here are the feelings. Adam has been my best friend as long as I can remember. He has been responsible for keeping me alive more times than I can count. Hanging from a cliff, diving under the ocean, every venue in between. He has never let me down. More than that, when Adam is around, there's this feeling that everything is just going to be okay. He brings an incredible aptitude for adventure with him, something that Suze clearly shares. He is loyal. He's always there for anyone who needs him. He is very sharp, and it seems like he can just do anything. He has depth, he is devoted, and he is constantly improving himself. He can be stubborn, but he is always flexible when it counts. He's a skeptic, but he is also a romantic. He lives while keeping life's brevity in mind, and that makes for a meaningful, thoughtful, purposeful existence, and you feel it when you're with him. He sees the best in people, he makes friends easily, and he has an incredible, unmatched ability to keep them close. He is who you want to spend the good days with and who you want with you on the bad days. And since Suze entered the picture, he has had this remarkable growth in compassion and selflessness. I've never, ever seen him care for anyone the way he cares for Suze. Her comfort, her schedule, her preferences, her timing, her work, her goals, and her dreams are his priorities 100% of the time. Honestly, it should be annoying, but it's not, because they're so good together, and it's so beautiful to see this man that I've known forever have this new side to him. I've always been proud of Adam, but never as proud of him as I am today. He has been my best friend for as long as I can remember, and as Sue's parents, I want you to know what that is like. I want you to know that out of all the amazing places in the world, my favorite was a muddy hillside because it was with Adam. I want you to know that all of this so that you know that your truly spectacular daughter has the best friend, the best buddy, and the best companion she could ever ask for. Adam and Suze, thank you both for being who you are and for making every moment count. I can't wait to see what is next for you, and I'm inviting Ashton and myself along for the ride. We just can't get enough of you two. Here's to a lifetime of health, happiness, and love.